Hello gamers, Pet here. Welcome to Gaming Talk episode number 2. It's 10 February 2015, and as usual in this show we are going to talk about the games that we are currently playing. Now, off topic a little bit, I just improved the website a little bit, got rid of some old stuff, put some new stuff in. There is a new giveaway up. I'm going to talk about that later. So anyway, you might want to check the website up. Now, last week we got 2 replies, which is great. Hey, Croy is here, and Tudor posted. Croy said that he's currently playing Life is Strange, which is this game, which is also I also purchased it. The first episode. The first episode is only €5, so I decided, hey, let's try it out. Considering that I have my money from selling my Dota 2 items. So I didn't manage to get into it because it's kind of a narrative-driven game, and this is basically Croy also suggested, and Tudor also suggested, to show the trailer a little bit so people can see how the game moves,
Peggy 16.
Okay, Peggy 16. That's a good game because it's for adolescents, when you're growing up a little bit. It might have nudity.
So what do you want? You don't know who the fuck I am.
What are you doing? Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
So,
my name is Max Caulfield. I'm 18 years old. Years ago, my family moved away and I left behind my childhood. After 5 years, I'm back in my hometown, Arcadia Bay, Oregon.
So yeah, you can go on the Steam page to check up the trailer in detail. Basically, it's kind of a story-driven game where you are playing as this young adolescent girl who's interested in photography. It kind of has that high school movie vibe, which kind of excites me a little bit because, hey, I want to feel young again, right? So I think this is the game that I'm going to pick up after I'm going to finish Far Cry 4. Last week I also said that I'm playing Far Cry 4. I've advanced a little bit and I'm kind of at the end. So hopefully I'm going to finish it today, maybe tomorrow, and then this week I'm going to write my review down, and then I'm going to do a recording and then some editing, and later this week you might see my opinion of Far Cry 4. Now, what is Tudor said? Tudor said that he's playing Monaco and the Swapper. Monaco came out in 2013 and it was a pretty awesome game, so I'm actually recommending it to you. I did had a giveaway where I gave away a copy. It's not really that expensive right now. It's €11, but you can, during sales, you can probably pick it up at about €3. So let's look a little bit at the trailer.
This city is my prison, and you are going to help me escape. First, bring me a locksmith.
Basically, you kind of have various classes, like a locksmith who can open up doors faster, or the cleaner who can knock out enemies unconscious. So basically, I'm using the basically way too much again. This is how the level will look. So you control your dude, you are trying to pick up all those yellow golds, basically, and you are trying to finish the level by doing the mission that's required. So it's fun, it's entertaining. It's not really, at first, when I first saw the game, I thought that it's a game about stealth. It's not really about a game about stealth. It's a game about you moving fast, you trying to avoid them. They have some stealth element, but it's not really stealth heavily focused game, right? It's also a game that kind of reminds me of Pac-Man in a way. Think about it. In case you play Monaco and you know what I'm talking about, think about Pac-Man and how you are trying to pick up the gold and you are trying to run away from the dudes that are coming after you, and you are trying to hide so they won't run after you. So anyway, Monaco is a great game. The Swapper is also an interesting puzzle game which looks weird and interesting, and it has kind of a nice atmosphere. I'm not sure if I made a video or not, but I remember playing it. I do have 2.3 hours on the record, so I'm curious to see if Tudor actually finished playing Swapper and Monaco, and I'm curious if Croy managed to finish Life is Strange. And of course, Generalo is playing Heroes 3 like a madman, and he's frustrated that Heroes 3, the HD edition that came out on Steam, it's kind of crap, but he's still playing it like a madman. So good job, Generalo. Anyway, in 2 days, Sanctuary Black Edition is going to come out of early access. I'm having a giveaway with this game. I'm giving away 3 keys. I do have more, so I might do some live streaming where I'm also going to give away some other keys for the game. But it's RPG game with awesome music. It's also a pretty hard RPG, and as you can see, ASCII graphics, which is kind of interesting. I played the tutorial a bit, and it kind of gave me a pretty good vibe. So it's also cheap, it's only €5, so you might want to try it out. Again, I'm going to make a proper video when I'm going to play this game some more. Probably in time for the launch in 2 days, hopefully. Yes, I also managed to get a key on Dying Light. Some people say that the game is actually kind of interesting. I kind of was avoiding the game. I kind of managed to get over the hype of, hey, this game is out, zombies, blah, 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 blah. The game runs a little bit fine. I only played the first 1 minute, basically the cinematic, and I moved a bit from the early on when you're in the apartment. That's all that I'm going to say. So I'm not really sure, but again, I think that this is the game that I'm going to play after I'm finishing Life is Strange, which again is this game, which we already talked about. I'm also preparing to play Frozen Cortex. I just managed to get a key. It will come out later this month. It's a game made by Mode 7, the guys that made Frozen Synapse, which was kind of an interesting, amazing game. I realized that by saying an interesting and amazing game, I kind of didn't told you anything about the game. It's turn-based tactical strategy game where the turns happen at the same time. So you are playing versus another guy. It also had a nice and weird cyberpunk feeling. So let me actually show you Frozen Synapse. Also, the music was really nice, made by Nervous Test Pilot. So as you can see, you can tell this dude, move here, move here, move here, wait, and then turns happen at the same time. So they kind of took the same mechanics from Frozen Synapse, and they improved and they put it into Frozen Cortex, which is kind of a game where it's kind of it's like a game, like not game as in video game, but game as in football. Think about that. Let's say you have to score. You have a ball and you have to put the ball into an opponent area, right? So it's Frozen Cortex is basically a hard-hitting, simultaneous turn-based tactical game from the creators of Frozen Synapse. Defeat your opponent's plans on a randomly generated playfeed in this brutal future sport. Yeah, it's like a future sport, not game, sport. So it's looking nice. Again, I haven't played it. I only got it like 2 days ago, and yesterday was cleaning day in the house. So looking forward on playing this game. I also managed to get my hands on Super Galaxy Squadron. You know, this old school type game when you control a ship and there are bullets everywhere and lasers and you have to avoid, and boss fights. The game looked kind of nice and I decided to buy it. Also, awesome music. So anyway, I'm not like a huge fan of this type of games, but the game had awesome pixel graphics, and then with the music, and I said, okay, let's try something new. I haven't played something like this since 2011 when I forgot the name. That game Jamestown, something like that came out. So I said, okay, let's try it out. It's not really that expensive. I also used my Dota money basically, so in a way it was free, but it was not. So, freaking Meatbags. I kind of miss this game. Like, I have access from this game to early access, and I kind of forgot about it, and then bam, I see it on the Steam page, and oh shit, I forgot to make a video about this game. And it's one of the downsides. Developers kind of forget to send up like an email like, hey, we are coming out of early access in like 1 week, can you make a video? So anyway, it's a tower defense game with some different mechanics. I'm playing it some more so I can actually make a video about it, but you are controlling this robot. You can put up walls and various things, but you are also controlling various characters like those humans that you can set up to mine, which will give you resources, and with those resources you are going to build up the towers and your defense basically. That's my word, the word that I'm using way too much lately. At least I managed to figure it out, and I'm trying to get it out of my limited vocabulary. So Sunless Sea, I really need to play it a couple of more hours. It's really interesting, but I kind of hit a spot where I'm kind of like, I don't want to do this again. It's very heavily focused on narrative. There are stories around. It has a really good vibe, which really works in the first 2 or 3 hours, but then after you die a couple of times, you kind of see that you have to go through up and do those things again, visit the same port, read the same story. The map is basically the same, and only story beats kind of very a little bit, so it kind of doesn't really work up that well together, story with roguelike, because you kind of have to read the same story again and again, and you fail. And even it has like a merciless mode, and I'm kind of thinking on starting again on merciless just so I can experience the story and not that much that roguelike mechanic. While I like roguelike mechanics, the game is kind of slow. I mean, you are controlling a boat that moves slow. So, and the combat is also a little bit slow, so it's not really that exciting to start up again. So it's not like a perfect game, but it's a damn interesting game, so I'm happy that it came out. And Patron also came out. I managed to get a key. I might have talked about this game last week, I'm not sure. It's made by Alien Trap, the guys that actually made Capsize, a game that came out in 2011, and look how beautiful Capsize was looking. And with Patron, they kind of went to a different direction. I mean, at first I kind of didn't like the graphic wise, but I love that they actually have like a graphic decision, like a graphic team, and it's actually kind of working well, especially since you are playing in Greece. It kind of has that Greece feeling from pottery drawings and paintings and so on, and it's kind of heavily focus based, combat based, so I do have to play it a little bit more so I can form an opinion and make a first look or a review.
Under the shadow of Olympus, humanity gasps its last breath.
The combat is really fast. From what you saw here, it was kind of slowed down for dramatic purposes, but it's really fast. And you will see your enemy trying to hit, and then you will go back, so he will miss you, and then you will fight an archer, and the archer is actually moving, and you will struggle to hit him. You can actually have a sword. You have various weapons, but with your sword you can actually press the middle mouse button, and you will throw the sword, and you will try to hit the dude. And there was a boss fight there, and it's kind of interesting.
Arise, my chosen. Arise, Nicandrios.
So yeah, Patron is also another interesting and good game that came out this week that I have to try out. And this is kind of it for this week of Gaming Talk. So I'm going to ask you again, what games are you guys playing this week. I also tried to did an episode on Steam releases where I basically where I was looking on all the games that came out in that particular week. In this case, it was last week, but it was an hour and 10 minutes long episode. So I kind of didn't make the episode public. And the next Monday, I'm going to try to look at games that came out this week, but I'm going to try to make it much faster than than my last episode, which was kind of the pilot episode, which is always going to be weird. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video of this episode of Gaming Talk. Again, what games are you playing right now? Write in the comments below. Until next week, see you soon. Goodbye.